In part 1 of this series, we showed the internet's reactions to TommyInnit calling out Logan Paul for promoting Prime during a section of his YouTube video called Gaza Conflict, which led to Logan Paul showing messages from a year ago where Tommy was being nice to him. Well, immediately after that video was posted, the beef got even hotter, with Logan and Tommy going back and forth for multiple tweets. There's DM leaks, Logan's newborn being brought up, and more, and the internet had a lot to say about it. It starts off with TommyInnit quote tweeting Logan Paul's tweet from last episode, where Logan Paul said, "That offline glaze though," and TommyInnit says, "If the same week I had a daughter, I also lost a beef with TommyInnit, I would end myself." Ranboo replies, "Not now honey, Papa has to win this reply war." Sage replies, "The aluminum duo is back." 4KT says, "I'm sorry TommyInnit, I was not familiar with your game." The father replies, "I can't imagine having had our daughter and instead of being so excited and grateful with my wife, I spent the week defending my public image." Extremely telling of his priorities. James Marriott replies, "This killed me." Bee's Knees says, "Careful James, Logan might come running with a camera." Snifferish says, "Logan jumped for the beef and missed dude." The Fan replies, "You was caught glazing. The switch up is crazy. W Logan as always." MMA Andy says, "The only glazing you know is the one that happens to glaze donuts, you obese shit." Maja June replies, "Caught glazing and the screenshots are from a year ago. You're pathetic." Shibi responds, "Don't end yourself around Logan Paul. He'll record it for content." Tip quote tweets TommyInnit and says, "Dan TDM winning the IDGAF war against KSI. TommyInnit publicly cooking Logan Paul with the most carefree attitude. Okay, now who's gonna jump in the ring with Mr. Beast to complete the trilogy?" Technically, Jacksepticeye already flamed him, but they squashed that beef. Personally, I think he should whack him again. The Anonymous Newsroom replies, "Rosanna Panzino running with the steel chair." And Tip says, "Oh my god, I forgot about this." LDO responds, "Dude, she's obviously clout chasing, leave her out of this." Smartest Termite posts on the YouTube drama subreddit and says, "TommyInnit responds to Logan Paul." And Bailey's Gal responds, "Honestly, it's a fair point. What's he doing all this for when he's got a newborn to take care of? Put the phone down and change a diaper." And Crazy Jackson responds, "I don't think he gives a flying fuck about the kid in all honesty." Jumpy Violinist responds, "I can't believe somebody has made TommyInnit seem likable to me. And I'm not saying he's a bad person, I just find him very annoying." And No Signal says, "He's gotten more bearable with age. He is calmer and doesn't yell as much. He's also good friends with Dan TDM." Leo commented on part 1 of our series and said, "Logan got jealous people were paying attention to KSI, so started drama of his own." Then Logan Paul quote tweets TommyInnit and says, "Tommy is lashing out because I've been neglecting him. Sorry I didn't chill with you, buddy," and attaches these images. Starting with TommyInnit saying, "You in England at the moment?" And Logan responds, "Yes sir." And Tommy says, "Oh awesome, how long for?" And Logan says, "Leaving tomorrow, big dog." And Tommy replies, "Damn, I was gonna ask if you wanted to get coffee." And Logan says, "Next time boss." Tommy replies, "For sure. Also, I would love to get your advice and stuff sometime. I've been following pretty closely what you said last year to me. It was really helpful." And Logan says, "Hell yeah boss, I got you." And Tommy replies, "Thank you man. When would you be about?" And on July 5th, 2023, TommyInnit messages him, "Below. Congrats on the engagement, Logan. This still doesn't answer the availability question." And then 5 days later he says, "New video is fucking awesome. Congrats, big guy." And Logan responds, "Thank you, boss. Sorry, been mad busy." Then about 3 weeks later, he says, "Can we call this week, Logan?" And Logan responds, "What up, boss? Busy ass week." And Tommy says, "Ah, that's all right. Got some time next Monday?" And Logan replies, "Yeah, hit me next week. Let's figure out a time." And TommyInnit replies, "Thanks, mate. Excited to chat to yous." Then a week later, he says, "Let me know, big man. I'm well about next few days." And Logan responds, "Sup, G. I should be around as well." Then the next morning, TommyInnit says, "Awesome. How's later today? Logang?" And Logan says, "Sorry, Tommy. Been busier than I thought, lad." And he says, "It is okay. You have my forgiveness. You about for 20 now?" And Logan reacts with a thumbs down, and Tommy says, "I understand." Then on March 2nd, 2024, TommyInnit messages Logan and says, "Logan, I don't know if the timing would line up, but if we coincide states while I'm on tour, I'd love to do a funny stream together." And Logan replies, "Yeah, that could be funny, boss." And Tommy says, "Oh, hell yeah." Then he sends his tour dates and he says, "Are you near any of these when I'm in them?" And Logan replies, "Shit, I'm not 100% sure, boss. It doesn't look like any dates in March." And Tommy says, "Oh, okay, what about April?" Ivan replies to Logan and says, "For context, guys, this is him." Hossie says, "Shots fired." Brandon replies, "Okay, I will say it's weird people have been going to social media and seemingly piling on when they do have access to simply message you and say the same thing. But yeah, that that ad placement was ass and you know it. Also, people fuck up. Apologize and move forward or don't engage. Blake quote tweets Logan and says, showing the entire internet that you've disappointed a kid who looked up to you is an interesting move, but alright man. Laura says, Tommy is nothing but polite in all of these screenshots and you do nothing but let him down and waste his time. Go spend time with your literal newborn baby, you complete and utter man-child. Bob the Minion quote tweets Logan Paul and says, Bello? Freddy says, I don't think Logan had a very brat summer. TommyInnit quote tweets Logan Paul and says, why do you keep posting private messages of me being kind to you? Are you stupid? Omni replies, Logan pulling out private receipts from over a year ago to try to win internet beef. iFunny says, him calling you boss and every other text is giving me chills down my spine. Tubbo replies, dude, give him a break. He's only 29. And Spooky says, he's like basically a minor. Max replies, potentially the funniest text of all time. Jax Films replies, how are both Logan and KSI so bad at Twitter? Anna says, crazy to drop texts of you being a lame friend to someone who clearly looked up to you and was continuously kind despite your dry responses, and to think people were going to be on your side. TommyInnit, keep being kind, dude. Rue says, saying he's been neglecting you makes no sense. Like, I think he's got you confused for his newborn daughter, bro. Minx replies, boss, I don't think he's 100% sure of how fucking stupid he looks right now. MacBot replies to Minx and says, and this is coming from a woman who drunkenly faceplants into tables for a living. And Minx replies, which table? Ayo responds, you look stupid? The homosexual retard looks stupid begging someone for 20 minutes of their time for several months and seeking their advice and glazing them to the max offline, and when he's on Twitter he wants to act gangsta. And Minx responds, I don't know what's funnier, the fact you're dick riding Logan or the fact you called TommyInnit gangsta. Maja Jun responds, can't get enough of riding Logan's dick, can you? And Ayo says, so y'all dick riding Tommy is allowed, but when we do it, it's wrong? Noah replies to TommyInnit and says, fucking crying, this is the best one so far. Average Harry responds, dude, leave him alone. Hashtag hearts for Logan. He's cute, okay? And attaches this image. Bear responds, Logan Paul needs that Hawk Tua. I can't even include that. Don't cut that out. Cut that. Rosanna Panzino quote tweets TommyInnit and says, we are witnessing a narcissistic collapse in real time. Logan should really stick to his WWE script. He's getting obliterated. Also, on an unrelated note, that wannabe straight to DVD Lunchables ripoff is already on clearance at the store near me. What do you mean you don't? Replied to part 1 of our series and said, I don't like either of these guys. Both attention seekers. Logan Paul quotes TommyInnit and says, because you beg me for attention offline and then run to Twitter when I don't acknowledge you. Another fake internet kid. And Hassie responds again saying, lol, put that retard in his place. Zeepster quotes Logan Paul and says, Logan, you filmed a dead body. And Cool Patton responds, and monetized it. Nogla quote tweets Logan and says, when you can't take a joke. Chris quote tweets Logan and says, oh, you're so lucky this isn't happening during MCYT's prime. All of Twitter would have known your address. Quicksilver Fox responds, the community notes got nuked, but it was saved for posterity, and attaches this image that shows the community post for Logan Paul's last post. Says, TommyInnit did not run to Twitter because Logan ignored him. Tommy posted a screenshot of an Impulsive video where Logan could be seen advertising Prime during a Gaza conflict segment. TommyInnit then quotes tweets Logan Paul and says, wow, you caught me red-handed. Metis replies, beefing with a fake internet kid instead of spending time with his actual newborn kid. 4KT says, beef with TommyInnit is so funny. Like, what do you mean you got beef with the British Minecraft kid? Mills says, beg me for attention. Brother, it was a few texts on iMessage. Finn Ian responds, I don't care about Logan or Tommy, but those messages are begging. Brooke responds, he got you, boss. This was sarcasm, chat. Yeah, quote tweets one of Tommy's posts and says, I get that Logan Paul is a retard, but being super nice to him in DMs and then making epic dunk tweets later when it's super popular to shit on him again makes you look like a two-faced pussy, lol. TommyInnit no longer streams Minecraft regularly. He can now be slightly edgy now until someone comes out with sex pest allegations in a few years. The same guy was still friends with Wilbur Sutt even though he knew he was a manipulative creep for years. But don't pay attention to that because one of the Paul brothers is gay. Poison Oaks responds, those DMs were from a year ago. And then in March, before this drama, bestie, all Tommy is doing is setting things straight because Logan decided to go after him after Tommy said something about the Prime ad labeled Gaza conflict. Sin replied to part 1 of our series and said, guy virtue signals, internet applauds. Nothing new here, folks. Cauliflower Hater posts on the R YouTube subreddit, Logan Paul leaks TommyInnit's DMs amid backlash. Raloob responds, all these DMs are almost a year old too. And Stunning Idiocy says, yeah, I caught that too. How old does something have to be to make it bad evidence? Zep Anon says, depends on the context, but I'd say this is bad evidence because A, a lot can change in a year for relationships, professional or personal, and B, if he had something more recent, he obviously would have used that. Hightail Beta says, yeah, but fucking with the Paul brothers even a year ago is still pretty cringe, not gonna lie. And Perth Guppy responds, wasn't Tommy still a teen a year ago? And Sly Baby Dragon says, he would have been 19. Still a teen, but old enough to know that Logan is not someone you want to be involved with. Still weird for Logan to be leaking private DMs on Twitter just to make a point though. New Association says, Logan Paul hasn't matured after the Japan incident. And Op responds, he never fails to make a fool of himself. Nightingale responds, it's hard to believe YouTubers having a normal ass brain. He's right, he's just being kind. And Karschtime says, don't expect Logan dead body to know much about respect and kindness. Miku replied to part 1 of our series and said, this is so poetic for me. Minecraft YouTubers of 2 different generations are going against 2 greedy guys. And that's what the internet had to say so far. Leave a comment and I might see you in the next episode.